Hey everybody, it's Heather and welcome back to Salting the Earth. Right then, last we left off, well, Rue and Durong were talking, and Rue decided to try and learn more about Durong, which is good, but it sounds like she may have chosen a topic that's less than positive. I don't know. It just, that's the feeling that's coming out of this. That's what this is exuding, so. In any case, let us continue on. You don't have to. Let's change the topic, okay? Actually, I give Dawn the few seconds of silence she needs. I didn't want you to dislike me. Dislike you? It is ironic. I thought I was more something to hide. Dawn, I only asked because I care. I'll never dislike you, okay? I know. I was being silly. You probably don't know about the sigil on my chin, eh? Most Oregons I have met adorn traditional sigil tattoos all over their bodies. I only have fleeting knowledge on the subject, but I believe they represent the household name or pride. That said, only a few Oregons in here share a similar chin sigil with Durong. Durong breathes in before she continues. A lot of imperial nobles were granted these. You were a noble? You know how the nobles back in the war split to the loyalists and usurpers? That's common knowledge, isn't it? Durong hums in agreement. What do you think happened to those who didn't side with either? I don't know. Wait, you don't mean... My parents were one of those fence sitters. We were... Durong paused to gather her thoughts. Oh boy. We were landowners. Oh! With the exception of industrial and residential areas, before the war, the Empire owned most of the land. Private landowners were few and far in between. Hence, they were the envy of the poorer classes. The Imperials distributed these lands to the local nobles in each town, who would screen and rent them out to commoners at a fixed price point. However, nobles with money could buy the lands outright and rent them out at a higher price. This was arguably one reason that sparked the revolution. What happened to them? They weren't very good people. They cheated on salaries and abused local farmers who rented their lands. One of them must have tipped off a group of soldiers. Durong stops. She trusts me to figure out what happened to them. Okay. I'm so sorry. A group of soldiers? Was it the Imperials? Honestly, I don't know. I don't want to know either. Yeah, because what if it turns out it was the usurpers turned sentinels. Our estate was at the edge of Leturitzong. Usurpers were looking into the capital city around that time. What if it was usurpers that killed her parents? It's a difficult thought to digest. You weren't a merc before you joined, right? Why did you choose to stay with them after the war? Ky'ang wanted to stay. They were the first group to accept both of us. Was ky'ang also a noble orphan? This is the best answer I could hope for. Durong chose usurpers because of her bond, not because of her feeling toward the current government. So what do you think? Your parents, not you, Durong. I would not hate you over that. Of course not. You're too perfect. Eh? Durong mumbles something under her breath that I find it difficult to understand. I figure it's unimportant if she only stares at me instead of repeating it. Do people usually treat you differently, love? As long as I keep my head down, not that bad. Oh, was that why you hated getting a raise? A privileged kid who also gets a promotion. Doesn't sound good, eh? You worked hard for it. Enjoy it, okay? Speaking of sister tattoos, I noticed Azari doesn't have them. Is it because she's a gray? She had it removed recently, I believe. She only went gray a few years ago. They were not born gray? Some were, some weren't. Heard a gray's skin's more sensitive. Must be itchy to keep the tattoo on. I can't fathom being a gray Oregon. Not only to put up with poor health and low life expectancy, but you might also lose a part of your cultural identity. And look at the races, nymphs are not segregated into subspecies. The most distinctive difference we have is the distribution and density of our body hair. Tell me something else. What's your food? I can eat anything as long as it's healthy. But you must have preferences, right? Beef, pork, chicken, me. Durong dips her head a little when she blushes. I'm just playing with you. When I can, I'll make you something nice, okay? Isn't that too much work? I'm used to it. I'll make you something. I'll make something for the whole house, room. Room was fine. I don't need to work around their schedule. So, what do you like to eat? Fish. What does Queer like? ky'ang? We already spend the rest of the break with each other. Oh my god, why am I... I don't bring up my pad, trying to keep our conversation lighthearted. It's like, at one point, I feel like that would have been the right moment to try. Maybe at the same time, given the nature of the conversation, it also may have been like too much of a downer. Kind of, I don't. It's. Then again, while you were kind of, you know, airing grievances and so on, you know, getting things out in the open, that may have been a good moment to do it. I don't know. It's. Then again, I can understand her being like I said, I can understand her being hesitant of why she may not want to, or at least I can potentially see reasoning behind not wanting to. You know. So are you a princess? No. I don't know. Maybe. My father was a far distant cousin of the Empress. Ooh. The kitchen and mess hall are getting cleaned up for the day. Usually Aquaria would wait to leave with me to the shower, but today is different. Flying thing, fuck off. Rue? I have a meeting tonight. Your therapy session? No. You'll feed Spirit? Durong pours too much food. Okay. What sort of meeting is it? I've been here for a while, and there weren't any late night meetings. Any late meetings that required Queer to stay back. Usually, Queer and Eda would meet up with them gone before between breaks to discuss menu and nutritional requirements for residents. Management committee. My head connects this with the conversation Ed and Hazaria had this morning. Alright, don't be too late. So for tonight, I'll be left alone with Durong. Oh boy. And Spirit too, of course. The night webs its deepest blue shadow across the sky, signaling the coming cold. From the height of the building, one may catch only catch a flickering tops of the light poles. When will she be back? Late, she said. You're not trained tonight, love? It is my rest day. We could all use some personal rest days. We weren't left alone off in our room. But the way Durong's eyes are fixated on mine, she must be thinking the same thing. Durong. Durong shifts closer to me until we're nearly touching, and I have to reach out to feel the warmth radiating from her body. She holds out her hand until I clasp it with mine. Do you want to kiss me? Durong mouths silent yes before he closes the distance between our lips. Not until something digs into my back do I realize she's lifted me up and planted me against the ladder. Okay, but ow. Wouldn't that be digging into your back? I don't know. Her hand slides into my shirt and plays with the skin there. I'm happy that her touches have grown bolder and more eager. I miss Durong's shy and trembling hands. Even with her burning fervor, Durong is... Okay, also real quick. So, it seems like they're bringing up the potential for Rue to get bored of her and everything, and then Rue does mention how she keeps flitting between things. So I think this may be intended as a sign or potentially a warning. I don't know if it's like a red herring or what, but this does kind of like feed into that a little bit. Even with her burning fervor, Durong is all lips. She's warm and soft and attentive. She's unlike many inexperienced women who would bite down with full force. Her tongue explores the outside of my mouth, asking for permission. Why can't I talk? God damn it. She gasps when I open my mouth to let her in. We press together with my hands on her neck. My fingers dig into her skin, touching and grabbing whatever is within my reach. Yet it doesn't feel enough. I want this to go on for longer. All the time. Forever. My chest aches when I think of the implication. I snap out of my thoughts when she pulls away just far enough to speak against my lips. Oh. Can we do more than just kiss? What else do you want to do, love? Durong huffs, straining herself to think of words to go with her wants. Can I make you feel good? It depends. How would you... Oh, Durong, what in the fresh hell? I'm guessing this is the roommate. Hi. You're in the moment. Our heads turn towards the destructive voice. At the door, a woman wearing a metal mask is staring at us. The woman is fiddling with the switch on her mask, turning it left and right. Makes a small clicking sound when it goes past each node. ky'ang? This is ky'ang? Are you two gonna have sex on my bed? Sure, you can too. A comedian. Great. ky'ang sizes me up while her fingers pinching up on her strange metal mask. She closes her distance, tilting her head. She's getting a bit too close for my comfort. Ellipses. So it was true. A nymph. The old crow really did it. ky'ang's cackles are muffled behind the mask. Durong hasn't reacted to it at all, so I assume it's something she always wears. Question is why? Medical thing or something else? Don't worry, I'm a friend. As a demonstration, ky'ang pulls out a small peanut snack pack out of her pocket. Peanuts in the plane. Does the little one want some? Little one? She doesn't like them. Durong replies on my set with almost the exact wording I was thinking of. I'm not a big fan of other nuts or vegetables. Her name is Rue. I'm sure your girlfriend can answer for herself. Girlfriend? My body tenses up at the comment, with my heart thrumming even faster on my side of my ribcage. I look up to Durong, who puts on a nonchalant face, as if it was matter-of-factly. Was that what Durong told ky'ang on the phone? Without my acknowledgement, Durong has already considered me her girlfriend. She told the same to her squad mates. You okay, Rue? Yeah, it's nothing. I smile, trying to fight the sinking feeling inside my stomach. My attempt is futile. Durong is sharp. She must have figured out something was wrong. It's nothing, really. Rue Cheriwati. Everyone calls me Rue. I flash ky'ang my biggest smile. Name's ky'ang. Go by Kai, though. Durong is lucky her last name is more common. If their family was part of the corrupted monarchy, it makes sense for Kai to avoid being associated with it. I have to say, Kai isn't who I've expected. I wasn't sure what to expect, so I was just like, okay, sure. Really, pretty much had like no mental vision. I just didn't know. There were empty bottles, and I was like, okay. She's half a head taller than me. It has been weeks, but I can finally put a face to the person with the messy bedside manners who leave their beer bottles over the floor. Put a face, more like put the abs to her. Yeah, to her name. Korea's out, by the way. I know. I saw her. Wait. Durong, the bottles. Right. Bottles? What bottles? Kai scratches her head while watching us frantically running around the room. We pull out the empty bottles we had stacked in the back and place them around the room in the exact order she left them in. What? Exactly where you left them. And now, you will clean them. I pause. To be honest, this plan worked better in our heads. You save all these bottles just to make me clean them up? I ask myself that question all the time. Query coddles you, but I won't. You need to put more effort into our daily chores. Leave Mama out of it. Fine. I'll clean up. I guess Durong can be firm too. She'll make a perfect leader. Firm, powerful, and gorgeous, and I am getting distracted again. Mama? She's referring to Query. Query soft adopted her. Soft adopted? Is there also hard adopted? I guess that would be more like official, you know? What's their mask? She's allergic to cats. When the doc recommended her take medication, she took their biggest air filtering mask too. What an odd bird. What'd you do with the clock? That was me. Sorry. Kai visibly jumps when she sees Durong's crippled clock. I can understand her apprehension. It gave me quite a fright too. I can't. Spirit jolts away from his nap and walks over to sniff Kai. Calling Query Mama is one thing, but Kai must love her lot to put up with her having a cat while being allergic to them. I recall Durong mentioning that she and Kai were orphans from the usurpation war. It's understandable if Kai latched creates a parental figure. Kai makes very slow work of the room, putting the empty bottles inside a recycling crate. Durong goes to bed while Kai is out carrying the crate to the collection bin room on this floor. When she gets back to the room, only Spirit and I are sitting on Query's bed watching a documentary show. Kai mentions my intention of staying up to talk to her. She nods in our direction, then approaches the both of us. Hey. Hey back. Kai pets Spirit's head while staring at the prints on my shirt. After a few seconds, she remarks, "Is it just me, or are you wearing a shirt that says Nip Paws?" No! It's purely a catnip shirt. You're an odd one. It says you. You have to worry about me, you know. I'm like the nicest person in this room. And humble, too. She's sassing me to wrong. Kai hisses. Don't sass ky'ang, Rue. Durong's groggy voice came from above us. It makes sense she's listening to our conversation. Sorry, just playing with you. Yeah, I get it. It's good to have some fun around here. Kai leans in closer to me until she's sure that Durong wouldn't be able to hear us. She has a salty smell of the sea mixed with a feminine floral fragrance. Fucking alliteration, goddammit. I don't know if you planned this or if it is a hell of a coincidence. But your life is pretty interesting, Rue. She referred to me being here? And about Durong. Please don't imply that it will hurt her. Kai sighs through her mask. No. Durong's like my sister. We've been through hell together. But I have never seen her talk about someone the way like she did with you. She's happy, Rue. I ramble too much. Go to bed. I'm waiting for Mama. The occupants of this room make an odd dynamic. They're a jigsaw puzzle made from an old and rusty die cutter. Barely fit together. Instead of lining up edge to edge, they meet with a click and a clank. Hey, Mama, Kai says as soon as the door opens. Query pulls Kai in for a hug, who reluctantly returns the favor with a groan. I've never seen Query be so physical. It's hard to shake out the clinging thoughts inside my head. Durong isn't thinking of us as if we are together. It's all my fault. I didn't even try to draw a line when I was with her. It's just the ideas that had been planted from the beginning without my knowledge. And for some twisted reason, I welcomed it. My mind plays Query's words over and over again. I don't want to hurt Rue. But what if she hurt me? Okay. You know what? We'll get into this next time. I'm going to call the episode here. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time, the weird dreams.